Welcome back, truth seekers! Forget what you think you know about productivity. Today, we're breaking down why morning people are fundamentally superior to night owls. We're dropping 21 reasons why rising with the sun isn't just a choice, it's a declaration of victory over those who think their best ideas happen after midnight. Spoiler alert, they don't. Let the debate begin. They conquer the day before it even begins. While night owls are wrestling with their alarm clocks, morning people have already won the day. It's not just about being awake, it's about strategic domination. They seize those golden quiet hours to meditate, exercise, plan, and get a head start on their most important tasks. By the time a night owl is brewing their first cup of survival juice, the morning person has already handled key projects, cleared their inbox, and set the terms of engagement for the rest of the day. They aren't just reacting to emails and demands, they are dictating the flow. This isn't a race, it's a strategic conquest, and morning people secure victory before their opponents have even registered that the battle has started. They operate on a different level of efficiency. Society's clock is set to their schedule, not the other way around. Let's face reality. The entire infrastructure of modern civilization runs on a morning person's timetable. Banks open, stock markets ring their bells, and critical business decisions are made long before the night owl has contemplated their first coherent thought. This isn't a preference, it's a structural advantage. Morning people aren't fighting the system. They are the system. They effortlessly sync with the global rhythm of commerce, education, and governance. Night owls, on the other hand, are in a constant state of rebellion against time itself, perpetually playing catch-up, rescheduling appointments, and missing out on prime opportunities. The world wasn't built for those who thrive at 2 a.m., it was built by and for those who seize the dawn. It's not a conspiracy, just a fact. All right, pause the debate. Now it's your turn to get savage. Drop your smartest, sharpest, or most ridiculous reason why morning people dominate in the comments below. We're reading every single one, and the most legendary clapbacks will be immortalized in a future users edition. Don't hold back. We're judging you. Their brains are scientifically proven to be more productive in the morning. This isn't just a feeling, it's hard science. Countless studies show that peak cognitive function, alertness, and problem-solving abilities fire up in the hours after waking. A morning person's brain is primed for performance, ready to tackle complex challenges with maximum efficiency and clarity. They are working with their natural circadian rhythm, not against it. The night owl brain, by contrast, is essentially trying to run a marathon after being woken from a coma. It's struggling to process information, fueled by a desperate cocktail of caffeine and regret. While they claim late-night creativity, it's often just disorganized panic. The real high-impact thinking happens when the brain is fresh, sharp, and synchronized with the dawn, an advantage only morning people truly possess. They are naturally aligned with the sun, leading to better mental health. Humans are fundamentally diurnal creatures. This isn't a lifestyle choice, it's a biological blueprint honed over millennia. Morning people honor this design, syncing their internal clocks with the natural rhythm of the sun. This alignment isn't just poetic, it's chemical. Early morning sunlight triggers the release of serotonin, a powerful mood-stabilizing neurotransmitter, providing a natural and sustainable dose of positivity. Night owls, by contrast, live in defiance of this primal connection. They miss the most restorative light of the day, leading to a desynchronized system that is more susceptible to mood swings and a pessimistic outlook. It's simple. Morning people work with nature to feel good, while night owls fight it, subsisting on artificial light and a faint sense of gloom. Waking up early is the ultimate life hack for success. If success had a cheat code, it would be a 5 a.m. alarm. Waking up early isn't just about adding more hours to your day, it's about claiming the highest quality hours for yourself. It's a direct investment in personal growth, providing an uninterrupted window for deep work, skill development, or strategic planning. While the world sleeps, morning people are sharpening their tools, building their empires, and outpacing the competition. This discipline creates a powerful ripple effect, fostering a proactive mindset that transforms every other area of life. It's the foundational habit upon which fortunes are built and legends are made. Night owls believe they find a second wind late at night, but morning people have already flown to a higher altitude altogether. They enjoy peaceful mornings while night owls are still dreaming. The pre-dawn hours are a sanctuary, a world of profound peace that night owls will never know. While they're lost in chaotic dreams, likely about missing deadlines or inventing new excuses for being late, morning people are savoring the quiet hum of the universe. There are no frantic emails, no blaring horns, no demands on their time. It's just them, a hot beverage, and the gentle arrival of the day. This tranquility isn't a luxury, it's a strategic advantage. It allows for mental clarity, thoughtful reflection, and a stress-free start that builds an unshakable foundation for the hours ahead. A night owl's day begins with the jolt of an alarm, a sudden plunge into chaos. A morning person's day unfolds with grace. Their sleep schedules are consistent, not chaotic. Consistency is the bedrock of high performance, and this is where morning people fundamentally outclass night owls. A morning person's sleep schedule is a masterpiece of discipline, a predictable rhythm that their body learns to trust. They go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time, creating a virtuous cycle of deep, restorative sleep and stable, high-level energy. Night owls, by contrast, live in a state of self-inflicted chaos. Their bedtimes are a gamble, dictated by whim, caffeine levels, and the siren song of a new streaming series. This erratic pattern throws their internal clock into a state of perpetual jet lag, forcing their bodies to constantly guess when to rest and when to be alert, resulting in poor sleep quality and a groggy, inefficient existence. They are demonstrably less prone to depression and negative thinking. The evidence is overwhelming, and the science is clear. The night owl lifestyle is a breeding ground for negativity. Multiple studies have linked later sleep schedules to a higher prevalence of depression, anxiety, and pessimistic thought patterns. Morning people, by rising with the sun, get a critical dose of natural light that helps regulate mood and ward off depressive symptoms. They tackle their day with a proactive mindset, reducing the stress that fuels rumination. Night owls, however, spend their peak hours in darkness and isolation, a perfect incubator for overthinking and catastrophizing. Their quiet time is often just an endless scroll through manufactured anxieties. It's no contest. A morning person's brain is simply wired for a more optimistic and resilient outlook. They have time for a real breakfast, not just a sad cup of coffee. For a morning person, breakfast is a deliberate act of self-care, a moment to properly fuel the body and mind for the challenges ahead. It's a balanced meal of protein, complex carbs, and nutrients enjoyed in peace. For a night owl, breakfast is a culinary tragedy. It's a desperate act of survival, usually consisting of lukewarm coffee chugged while searching for a matching sock, or a stale granola bar eaten in traffic. This isn't just about food, it's about philosophy. Morning people start their day with intention and nourishment, setting a stable metabolic rhythm for peak performance. Night owls start their day in a deficit, running on fumes and caffeine jitters, a perfect metaphor for their perpetually reactive and chaotic approach to life. Morning exercise is simply superior for metabolism and energy. A morning workout isn't just exercise, it's a metabolic ignition switch for the entire day. By getting the heart rate up early, morning people trigger the afterburn effect, turning their bodies into efficient calorie-torching furnaces for hours to come. They also benefit from a powerful, all-natural surge of endorphins, providing a clean, sustained energy boost that caffeine can only dream of replicating. This is proactive energy management. The night owl's evening workout is a fundamentally different beast. It's often a reactive attempt to burn off the day's stress or poor dietary choices, and it can elevate cortisol levels right when the body should be winding down, sabotaging sleep quality. One approach strategically fuels a productive day. The other is a desperate attempt to undo the damage. They don't know the meaning of the word snooze. The snooze button is the most pathetic invention of the modern age, a tiny monument to indecision and weakness. For a morning person, this button is an alien concept. When their alarm sounds, it's a signal to execute, not a gentle suggestion to be debated. They rise with purpose, their first act of the day being one of decisive commitment. In stark contrast, the night owl's morning is a tragic opera in 9-minute acts. Each press of the snooze button is a micro-failure, a subconscious admission that they cannot trust their own intentions. It's a negotiation with mediocrity before their feet even hit the floor. Morning people start their day with a win. Night owls start theirs by repeatedly choosing 5 more minutes of subpar sleep over conquering their life. They are perceived as more conscientious and reliable by employers. In the professional world, perception is reality, and morning people hold a massive psychological advantage. An employee who is bright-eyed and productive at 8 a.m. projects an aura of discipline, proactivity, and conscientiousness. They are seen as dependable anchors of the team. The night owl, who stumbles in late with a mumbled apology about traffic, immediately signals disorganization and a lack of control, regardless of how late they worked the night before. This isn't fair. It's just human nature. Bosses and colleagues subconsciously associate early rising with reliability and commitment. While the night owl is fighting to overcome a negative first impression every single day, the morning person is already building a reputation as the go-to person who gets things done. Their proactive nature solves problems before night owls are even aware of them. Being a morning person is fundamentally about being proactive, not reactive. They use their early hours to scan the horizon, anticipate challenges, and formulate strategies. By the time the rest of the world logs on, they've already identified potential roadblocks, sent out clarifying emails, and adjusted their plans accordingly. They neutralize problems while they are still small and manageable. Night owls, by virtue of their late start, are condemned to a life of firefighting. Their entire day is a frantic reaction to the problems that a morning person spotted hours ago. They're constantly playing defense, dealing with crises that could have been easily avoided with a little foresight. One lives in a state of calm control. The other thrives on self-inflicted chaos and calls it pressure. They avoid the stress of rushing and morning traffic jams. The morning traffic jam is a special kind of purgatory, a daily punishment for those who fail to plan. Morning people see it only from their rearview mirror. They glide to their destination on open roads, curating the perfect playlist or listening to an insightful podcast, arriving unbothered and ahead of schedule. Their commute is a peaceful transition, not a combat sport. The night owl's morning, however, is a frantic symphony of chaos. It's a desperate scramble against the clock, culminating in them being trapped in a steel box, surrounded by thousands of other people who also made poor life choices. They arrive at work already defeated, their cortisol levels spiked before their first meeting. One starts the day with control, the other starts it in a cage of their own making. The most successful people in the world are early risers. Look at the titans of industry, the visionaries, the world changers. A disproportionate number of them are devout members of the 5 a.m. club. From Tim Cook to Oprah Winfrey, the pattern is undeniable. These are not people who leave their success to chance. They are masters of discipline who understand that victory is secured in the quiet hours before dawn. They use this time for focused work, fitness, and strategic thinking, creating an insurmountable competitive edge. While a night owl might point to a handful of iconoclastic exceptions, the overwhelming evidence shows that the path to the top is paved with early morning alarms. It's not a coincidence, it's a correlation so strong it's practically causation. They're not waking up early because they're successful. They're successful because they wake up early. They get more energizing, mood-boosting sunlight. Sunlight is the planet's most potent, free, and underutilized performance-enhancing drug. Morning people are the primary beneficiaries. By being active during the early daylight hours, they expose themselves to the full spectrum of natural light, which is critical for regulating their circadian rhythm, boosting vitamin D production, and stimulating the release of serotonin. This direct solar infusion results in higher energy levels, a more positive outlook, and sharper cognitive function. Night owls, sleeping through this crucial biological window, miss out entirely. They emerge into the weaker, less effective afternoon light, or worse, spend their most productive hours under the harsh, depressing glare of artificial bulbs. It's like choosing to fuel your body with processed snacks when a gourmet meal is available for free. Their energy is natural, not caffeine-fueled desperation. A morning person's energy is a sustainable resource, generated internally through a combination of quality sleep, a consistent routine, and alignment with their natural biological clock. It's a clean, steady burn that powers them through the day with focus and vitality. A night owl's energy, on the other hand, is a borrowed commodity, precariously financed by a high-interest loan from caffeine. Their alertness is a synthetic construct, a jittery, anxious state propped up by a constant stream of coffee, energy drinks, and sugar. This creates a volatile boom and bust cycle, lurching from frantic activity to a crushing crash. Morning people operate on a premium, renewable power source. Night owls are running a dirty generator that's constantly on the verge of breaking down. They possess a level of discipline that night owls can only dream about. At its core, the choice to be a morning person is a profound act of discipline. It's the conscious decision to prioritize long-term success over short-term comfort. It's about telling your future self you matter by making a difficult choice in the present. This daily act of winning the battle against the warm bed cultivates a powerful muscle of self-control that extends into every other facet of life, from fitness to finance to professional ambition. The night owl's habit, conversely, is often rooted in a lack of discipline. It's the path of least resistance, letting external stimuli like screens and social media dictate their schedule. One is a deliberate architecture of self-mastery. The other is a passive surrender to impulse. Their family and social life thrives on a traditional, synchronized schedule. Life, especially family life, largely operates on a morning-centric schedule. School starts early, weekend activities kick off in the AM, and even simple things like a family breakfast are staples of a connected household. Morning people are present and engaged for these moments, effortlessly syncing with the rhythm of their loved ones. They are not the groggy, grumpy parent who can't be spoken to before 10 a.m. Night owls are constantly out of sync, missing out on these bonding opportunities, or showing up as a half-conscious shell of themselves. Their schedule forces them into social isolation, making them a satellite orbiting the family unit rather than an integral part of its core. A morning person's clock is set to connection, a night owl's is set to do not disturb. They aren't scrambling to catch up with the day that's already half over. The psychological burden of waking up late is immense. For a night owl, the day begins with a sense of deficit, a nagging awareness that they are already behind. Their first thought isn't about opportunity, it's about damage control. The morning is a frantic rush of answering emails, returning missed calls, and trying to piece together what happened while they were unconscious. This reactive posture sets a stressful, inefficient tone for the entire day. Morning people experience the opposite. They are always ahead of the curve, operating from a position of control and calm. The world doesn't rush at them. They move deliberately into the day, having already set their priorities and charted their course. One is constantly chasing the day, the other is leading it. They simply get more out of life's 24 hours. When you tally the score, the conclusion is undeniable. Morning people experience a richer, fuller, more complete version of a 24-hour day. They witness the quiet majesty of the sunrise, harness the peak productivity of the morning, engage with the world during its prime hours, and then wind down for restorative sleep. They get the whole experience. Night owls, by contrast, live an abbreviated existence. They essentially amputate the most strategic and peaceful part of the day, forcing them to cram work, chores, and social life into a chaotic and compressed time frame. They miss the opening act and show up halfway through the play, perpetually confused and out of sync. It's not just about having more hours, it's about extracting more life, more productivity, and more joy from the same 24 hours everyone gets. And there you have it, 21 undisputed facts. Thanks for watching this takedown. Don't forget to add your own reasons to the pile in the comments below. If you live for these debates, hit that subscribe button to join the fray for our next episode. 21 Reasons Why. Epic debates, legendary comments.